welcome. My name is Randa Caraba. I am your host today at the Powerful Women podcast channel. And today we are going to be talking about releasing your cash blocks and these negative self-beliefs and really your money relationship. And I'm going to be tying this all in from wealth mindset with biblical abundance, as well as showing the answers of a recent survey that I just put out to my audience to see where everyone who follows me, where their money relationship lies. So let me kind of break this down. I am a land girl. Like, I love land. Like, I think if anyone who's followed me knows, like, I would rather spend my money on land than like purses or like luxuries. Now, I love luxuries. A lot of us love luxuries, but land to me is one of the ultimate luxuries because they're not creating any more of it, right? Plus, I'm married to a developer, so I have learned so much of the importance of land by being married to my husband. Anyways, it was a couple Fridays ago, and we had a closing with our family on a plot of land. And then after I took Croy to school, I went and I did my Bible study and took my Bible to the plot of land. And it was a really powerful, profound moment. And, I ended up going on stories after that and showcasing the land and just saying how, is anyone else out there like me, a land girl versus a purse girl? Like, if I was given this large lump sum of money, I'd rather go buy a piece of land than a bunch of like high designer purses, okay? And like 99% of my following said the same thing. So then I took it one step further because I have been so passionate about helping people heal their money relationships, really stepping into wealth mindset and biblical abundance. So then I went and showcased a scene of the land, and I said, okay, let's do this hypothetical situation, and I want to know your honest response. And this needs to come internally. And I was going to keep it all confidential. But I said, let's say that I gifted you $500,000 today. $500,000. Like, literally, take a trip with me. If you need to close your eyes, if you need to pretend that I have a big check presentation and I'm coming to you, let's literally pretend that I am gifting you $500,000. And it doesn't come with strings. I don't expect anything back from it. I don't expect you to amplify it. I don't expect you to do me a job. It is truly just a gift that I am giving to you, saying, here is $500,000. Now go. And I don't expect anything in return. Okay? So the 8 answers that I gave, and keep in mind, on Instagram stories, you can give 4 answers as a poll. So I turned it into 8 so that I could do 2 stories. So there obviously could be more options than what I put together. But the ones that I gave were, this one said, there's no way that would ever happen. I'd accept it, but I wouldn't want anyone to know. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about if I gifted you $500,000, how you would respond to it. And this says a lot about your money relationship. And I want you to keep watching so that you can learn how your money relationship affects your faith, your business, your everything, okay? Your zest of life even, okay? So if I gave you $500,000, I gave these 8 options. And I'm going to share the real world feedback as far as what was said. The 8 options were, there's no way that would ever happen. I would accept, but I wouldn't want anyone to know. I would cry and pay off debt, but I would be so scared to invest. I'd feel lucky, but I would feel guilty if I spent any of it on myself. I would be so appreciative, and I would use it in an expansive way. I would gladly accept, but I would help others who need it more than me. And then there's 2 more. I would donate it all because God would then reward me with more. And then the last one was, hell yeah, I'd start living large and enjoy it all. So those were the 8 options that I gave if I gave you $500,000. What I want to talk about is how I know money can be such a touchy subject. Believe me, once I really stepped out in front of my fitness company as a visionary, as a leader, as like a business developer, there was a lot of like, I don't like this girl talking about money. It seems like it's better in our society or more comfortable for men to talk money, but like women talking money is like, oh, what? But I really want to talk about it in the aspect that as Christians, biblical abundance is so crucial for our walk with the Lord, our life here on earth. Like, even if you're not a business owner, okay? And I want to talk about how truly paralyzing that scarcity mindset is in terms of money relationship, because it can be hindering you in all aspects of life, okay? So we're going to be going over this real world scenario where I said, I'm gifting you $500,000. How do you respond? And I'm going to share what was the most feedback and what that has to say about your money relationship and so forth. So keep listening along because, keep listening along because I'm going to break these down and you'll probably learn a lot more about your own money relationship and how you can expand into more of a wealth mindset to step into more abundant blessings in your life, your business, and everything, okay? So this one is about releasing cash blocks. I don't know if you believe that cash blocks are a thing, but they are. And it's a mind thing, okay? Because there is such a negative impact of limiting beliefs. Because anything you believe always comes out in the form of a behavior. So if you're wanting to do something, but you actually don't believe in alignment of what you're wanting to do, your behaviors are not going to go in alignment of what you're wanting to do. Therefore, that is not going to happen. So limiting beliefs truly limit you, stop you from everything. And so we've really got, if we can get into a wealth mindset and a healthier money relationship, honey, I know you can get into a better mindset in all aspects of life. That's why I'm so profound about speaking about this. Okay, so from a biblical aspect, work is an integral part of human life, okay? It has been since the Garden of Eden. And it is God's primary way of giving us access to abundance. It's also a primary way that we find satisfaction and confidence in life. Work is a gift. It should be a gift and it should be treated as such. So Jesus is not teaching us that truly spiritual people don't work, okay? Or that living by faith means just camping out by your mailbox and thinking like, okay, these mysterious checks are going to show up in my mailbox, right? Rather, there is doing something to actually access our wealth. And that is exactly what work is. But we live in such a wonderful, beautiful, connected world where you can pivot, you can try new things, you can expand, you can get connected. Like you can start a business with the least amount of overhead. Starting an online business in 2024, think 100 years ago what it took to start a business and what all you had to put up and the risk it took. And now when I hear people say, well, I'm fearful of being judged, I'm like, that doesn't cost $1, honey. Let's get to it, okay? So we do indeed reap what we sow in work, in finances, in all areas of our life, okay? But the practical difference is found in our mindset, our mindset, our mindset. This is why believing in abundance mindset versus scarcity is life-changing, okay? A mindset of abundance and a mindset that says God will provide. There is enough. There's more than enough. There's more of where that came from, okay? But it's also saying I'm not my own source. My efforts can be multiplied and so can my giving, okay? So this mindset opens up possibilities. It multiplies your efforts. It's flexible, it's elastic, it's expansive, okay? And it is able to change. You are not stuck. You're not a tree. You don't have roots stuck down where you're a tree. You can go and fly, okay? And the thing is, this embraces good risks. Like an abundance mindset really allows you to embrace good risks in your business because you know your identity is in Jesus Christ, not in what you put out online or this new change that you're doing with your business where people may judge you. Like it doesn't matter because if you know exactly what you're doing and the vision that you're serving and what you are building bigger than yourself and you're working for God Almighty, like those things they won't even bother you. And that's why you'll be able to show up so profoundly, so magnetically. And then guess what? That shows in the amplified sales that you're desiring, okay? So we're going to keep diving on into this. It is elastic, flexible. It's able to make change. And change, I feel like as I see people get older and older, change is so much harder for them. But this allows us to embrace good risks, to give and to share. There is a fundamentally different mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance, okay? The scarcity one says there's only so much. And so we must grit our teeth and work as hard as we can to hold on to this little bit that we have. We've got to go out and get it and keep it, and we've got to work harder and faster than the next person to beat them to it because there's only so much. And scarcity is what will stop you from taking risks, okay? Scarcity will prevent you from sowing at all because you'll be stuck in paralyzed in fear that you're not even doing anything to actually sow. And work is an integral part of life, even in the Bible, okay? So, how can we possibly afford to sow seed when there's a famine or something may destroy it? Okay, and if you're going through a hardship in your business and this is how you're thinking, I really need you to focus on the rewiring of your mindset, because your mindset is your belief system, and your belief comes out as the form of your behaviors, and your behaviors are obviously what drives your business and or your sales or how you're impacting, serving, leading others. Okay, so this is so crucial if you're a business owner, a content creator, or someone out in front of people. Okay, there was this wedding where Jesus filled 6 stone jars with the modern day equivalent of 1,000 bottles of wine. And so for people who had already been drinking for quite some time, okay? And so it's like, why does God create so much stuff? Well, to have an abundance mindset is to trust that God's generosity is more than enough for us, okay? No matter what the situation that you're in. This is the truth, okay? Whether you're in need or plenty, you can look up Phil 4:12 through 13 and 19. Our life does not consist of an abundance of earthly possessions, but confidence in the abundance of God's ability, okay? And as the Apostle Paul says, God is able to bless you abundantly so that in all things and in all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. 2 Corinthians 9:8, okay? So at first, once you kind of start to really step into much more like wealth mindset, or maybe you're even stepping into your riches, or you're like actually like going into a great season in your business, okay? Then you can start to kind of have this new relationship with money or even yourself. And at first it can seem like the rich man has a good savings plan, okay? But later you see something limited in his thinking. And so I want you to think of this if you are at that point of expansion or creating more sales, because you'll see this in the Bible. He thought to himself, what shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. This is the story where he wanted to build a whole new barn so that he could create more crops and have room to store his crops. And I'll say to myself that you yourself have plenty. Do you notice what's going on there? Me, myself, and I. Okay? And this is a classical problem of egoism. That the rich man can act as a sole inhabitant of his circle of life, speaking to himself as if he had complete control over it. He is totally wrapped up in his own egotistical survival and fitness, which fundamentally can drive his human actions, his thought process, his beliefs, his behaviors, and his actions. So the self-centered, egoistic, money is about me mindset perpetuates many twisted narratives around money because we feel like we do not have enough, okay? And this, even if you're making a lot of money, but you think like this, it's technically a scarcity mindset, okay? So anxiety says, I have to look out for myself. A greedy mindset says, I need to make more so I can have more and always have more. Guilt says, I should not be spending on anything nice for my family or for myself. Prosperity, this is a good one, because I love to speak of biblical abundance, but also there's a difference in prosperity preaching. So prosperity says, if I give, God will give me more because of what I gave him. Scarcity, if I don't live with scarcity, then I'm not truly following Jesus. Legalistic fear, if I don't give, then God will punish me. Pride, why should I give it to God if it belongs to me? Okay, so we're going to talk about this. So if you're just now tuning in, a couple weeks ago, showed a land purchase that my husband and I made, and then I said, okay, you know what, let's just pretend money. So take this walk with me, that I am gifting you $500,000 and I expect nothing in return. You can do with this as you wish. How do you respond? And so I gave these 8 different scenarios. And how you respond says everything, really, about your money relationship, okay? So do you know what the top chosen answer was? The top chosen answer. Anyone want to guess if you're on live with me? The top chosen answer, if I gifted you $500,000, was, there's no way that would ever happen to me. That's sad, isn't it? But I'm so grateful for the honesty. So I'm not saying like you're a sad person for sharing honesty. I'm saying I am sad, saying that if I gifted you this, that the majority of people said that would never happen to me. You know why? Because this is a blocked money mindset. This is living in deprivation, doubt, negative self-belief. How can God bless you abundantly if you don't believe or have faith that this can happen? Because if you say, no, that would never happen to me. That can never happen to me. That's your belief system, comes out in the form of your behaviors, and you're the ultimate scarcity, blocked off money mindset, deprivation. We've got to get you in abundance. We've got to get you out of a deficit and filled up, okay? Then the number 2 most popular answer was, And this one kind of hurts my heart a little bit too, because I get it. It's real. Like, these beliefs are real. And that's why I want to talk about it. It's uncomfortable to talk about. The number 2 answer was, I would accept, but I wouldn't want anyone to know. So I get that the humble version of this, like, there could be a humble version of, like, I would like to receive this, but not want anyone to know, so that I stay humble. So that is a good avenue of that. But if the I don't want anyone to know comes from scarcity, fearfulness, and insecure money relationship, like, you might think that now if people know that you have more money, then they expect more responsibility from you. Or you think that there's going to be more judgment placed on you. Or you think that people are going to expect differently of you, or treat you differently, or think differently of you, or love you differently. Or this could even be a prideful money relationship, like pride, like, why should I give to God or others what belongs to me? Because if you don't want other people to know about it. So there can be a portion of this that can come with some health of, like, the humility aspect, right? But wanting to hide a blessing that God gave you from others, let's reevaluate that. Seriously, okay? Now, the third one was, I would cry, pay off debt, but be scared to invest. And I did have some people message me that were like, I would cry, pay off debt, and would love to invest. So I did not make that an option. Again, there were only 4 options per slide, and I did 2 slides, so a total of 8 options. So I get that's actually much more of a healthy way of, like, I'd cry, pay off debt, and would love to invest. But the one that I put out there said I would cry, pay off debt, and be scared to invest. And this was the 3rd most popular answer. And this says an anxiety money relationship. So there's got to be a lot of anxiety in your life, meaning I have to look out for myself, but I'm not healthy enough in my money relationship to trust myself, or to learn more to trust myself or someone else with investing. So, like, you're grateful, you're crying, so that's a wonderful aspect of it. You're paying off debt, so you're being very smart, because the Bible says debt is not a good thing. So that's wonderful to pay off debt, but then being scared to invest, that's a limiting belief, okay? Now, the 4th most popular answer was, I'd feel lucky, but I would be guilty if I would feel guilty if I spent any of it on myself. And this could be a guilt-based money mindset. So you can be having the best of intentions. Like, I would feel so lucky if you blessed me with $500,000, but I would feel so guilty if I spent it on myself. And let me tell you, this is the money relationship that I had to heal from, the guilt one, if I'm being so honest, okay? So this is, I should not be spending any of these nice things for me or my family or myself. And you may see me right now like, how did she have a guilt money relationship? This was in the past. I've healed from it. But the first time I bought my first luxury car at age 24 and thought I needed to park way in the back where nobody could see, because I thought my clients would think I was making too much money, or my employees would think that I wasn't paying them enough even though I was paying them so well. Like, there was just like an unhealed money relationship that then spews into all other areas of your life. It's an insecurity inside, right? So that was the 4th most popular one, okay? The 5th most popular one is the one that honestly is the healthy mindset. So I was really proud to see that as number 5 and not number 6, 7, or 8, okay? And this was, I would gladly accept, I would be so appreciative, and I would use it in an expansive way. This is a healthy mindset of acceptance, knowing that you are worthy of enjoying and using that money in the way that God intends. And this could be to help others, but the expansive way is you are looking for Him to lead the way of your expansiveness from this financial gift. But expansion means you're going to grow. Your family is going to grow. Your business is going to grow. Those that you serve are going to grow. Those that you're going to bless are going to grow, okay? Because there is something about me that I've learned with fitness coaching, in that, yes, I do think it's great to give back to others, but there's also a way of giving to people who want to help themselves. And there's a way of giving the tools and giving better opportunities to people who don't just expect to be given to, but are given to, and then they want to level up from that, versus just keep sitting back and expecting someone else to gift them something all the time. Does that make sense? Because again, back to the Bible, work is an integral part of our life. Integral, okay? So the next one was, I would gladly accept and help others who need it more. This can come with a healthy relationship, but if you feel that you have to do this, and that you can't use it for yourself, or you don't trust yourself to expand God's kingdom with this money, be careful of the legalistic fear of, if I don't give, then God will punish me, okay? And legalism is something that I see so profound in people who are getting so like starting to make such great progress in their money relationship or in their relationship or walk with the Lord in general. But then there can be, legalism can even come with a little bit of still like self-guilt that needs to be healed, right? Or even a little bit of like judgment, if that makes sense. Okay, and then this number 7 out of 8 chosen one was I would donate it all because God would reward me with more. And this was the prosperity mindset of if I give, then God will give me more because of what I gave to him. When in all actuality, God doesn't owe us anything for what we give to him. Like, it's not transactional, right? And then the last one was, hell yeah, I'd start living large and enjoy it all. And enjoying is great, but you have to be careful of indulgence because it can lead to greed. So make sure that the love of money does not start to replace the love that you have for God. There is only room for one God in your life, okay? And if you keep God the center, that's when the expansion of blessings, everything that we're doing to expand his kingdom and our own character is beautiful, right? But if you replace where God is with money, then this is where we start idolizing money. And remember, the greed relationship is actually, I need to make more so I can have more. And we know that money itself is not evil, but the love of money, greed, is evil because it replaces where God needs to be, okay? So enjoying, like if you say, hell yeah, I'm going to take this and enjoy it, that's not a bad thing, okay? Because God wants us to enjoy the blessings that he gives to us. And he wants to show you that you don't have to be worried about what other people think about you if you've received this gift, or it's that he wants to make sure you're doing well with your newfound money blessing in a way that serves and expands his kingdom. He is who all blessings come from. So if I gifted you this $500,000, it wouldn't really be, it would be from me, but ultimately it would be from God, right? Because money's an amplifier of what's inside of you. And I love saying this one in my Digital Profit Queens. We just wrapped up our $20,000 in 20 days challenge. And if you come into Digital Profit Queens, you get access to this content. It's the most profound thing that I've ever put out. It is a $20,000 in 20 days challenge built on wealth mindset, biblical abundance, and social strategy and things to do in your online business to increase sales. But instead of it being just business strategy, it's the mindset and the abundance behind it. Because when they're put together, then boom, right? So money's an amplifier of what's inside of you. This is why it is so crucial to focus on purifying your heart, continuing to walk with the Lord, making sure that God is the center of everything that you're doing. God is who we are finding our own identity from. And let me tell you, I am still healing as an overachiever, Enneagram 3, that finds my worldly value in what I do or who I serve or the things that I do versus just who I am in Christ. So I'm not preaching like I have this figured out. No, I'm still walking this and healing this and growing this into my own walk with the Lord. But money is an amplifier of what's inside of me. And it's an amplifier of what's inside of you. So if money has you scared because you have seen somebody who turned greedy or evil or mean or any of these bad things that they've gotten because of money, that was already there. It just amplified what was already inside of them. Money didn't do it. It was inside of them. Money's an amplifier of what's inside of you. So as long as you're focusing on keeping your heart pure and tender and chasing the Lord and keeping God the center of everything and making him what you're working for rather than the money or the clout or the social status or the approval from other people, like once you get rid of that, again, this fear of judgment or all the fears that you have that are limiting you from showing up or doing exactly and fulfilling the desires that are placed onto your heart, which whatever desire God's placed on your heart is there for a good reason. But he's going to grow you into that version of yourself who is able to actually step up and create those desires. So you're going to be tested. He's going to make sure that you can handle this next level to step on into that desire. That's how it works, okay? So money is not bad. Money is not evil. And it can be the most powerful prophetic tool that you ever have access to in your life that creates so much more powerful impact and serving and income and just goodness in an expansive way for others. But you've got to make sure that you have a very strong, healed, profound money relationship, wealth mindset, and the amount of biblical abundance sightings that there are that you can do your own research on, or you can come into my $20,000 in 20 days challenge and have it all laid out for you in a 20-day setting. You will be like, oh my gosh. And let me tell you, it's not prosperity teaching. There's not just because you follow God, he's going to give you all these gifts. No, prosperity was one of the answers that I gave to make sure that is known, that is not the actual best like healthy money relationship to have. So I love talking money in a biblical aspect as a woman, because I think there's a lot of people who are like, nope, that's uncomfortable. She shouldn't be doing that. No, no, no. And I've even struggled with it myself. I grew up Catholic. I don't know the Bible as well as if I had known it my whole life. I kind of got much more into the Bible in my adult life versus my child and teen life. But that's just the devil trying to tug me down is all that it is. So I actually put out the prayer of Jabez, however you say it, recently. And I said Corinthians instead of Chronicles. And I left it up. I made an error. And it got through everyone on my team. No one caught it until a sweet, sweet follower went up and looked up the scripture. And she's like, wait, this isn't quite what you said. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Chronicles, Corinthians, I messed up, and I know that's the devil wanting to tear me down and say, delete it, that's bad. No, God knows my intentionality. God knows my heart, and anyone else can read on there and say, oh, she made an error. Here's what it is. Let's go look it up. So once you get to that place, the fear of judgment, it doesn't paralyze you anymore. It doesn't hold you back anymore. Because again, I can give you all the social strategy, all the business coaching, all of the exact steps to do for your online business. But if you don't have the right money mindset, the right inner belief system, and the right wealth energetics, it's not going to happen. So that's why I love to teach profoundness on this, because I really believe it's 75% of the equation to where the actual business strategy is only 25% of it. So thank you so much for tuning in, but I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and go binge my recent videos, because I took like a 2-year break from YouTube, and then I came back and I'm a business educator now, and I love doing such. Still running my fitness business, but also stepping out and really helping my coaches, my affiliates, and other business owners step into business strategy that is built on wealth mindset and biblical abundance. So thank you so much for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. Bye, everyone.